So how do you improve your copywriting as fast as physically possible? This is my method. This is what worked for me, and I found it on accident. So if you look in the description, I post a lot of Instagram videos. I post one a day, and without realizing it, I started this months ago before I was going down this journey of becoming a copywriter. I quickly realized that I had to write video scripts, and I quickly realized that views and followers and likes followed after I posted a video, as social media typically works. I quickly started to realize that I sucked at copy. I mean, go look back at some of my old videos. They don't relate to any specific avatar. I'm just kind of speaking to nobody, and it's just not good copy. It's not effective copy at all. If you look at my videos now, there's a very specific avatar, a very specific person I'm speaking to. I'm speaking in simple terms between a 6th and 8th grade reading level. And most of the time, it's relatable. It's something that people can relate to. And so I didn't understand, but the social media side of things, Instagram, YouTube, X, are platforms that you can get metrics and feedback from that tell you whether or not you are a good copywriter. Now, when I started copywriting, I would sit in a Google document, I would go find someone else's copy that I thought was good, and I'd rewrite it in my own words, of course. And I quickly started getting experience, but I ran into a problem. Is this good copy? And I would go join networking groups, I would speak with people, hey, can you review my copy? And the reality is, nobody ever knows if it's actual good copy. You could be sitting on a gold mine. You could be sitting on copy in a Google document that would make you $10, $20, $30,000 if you sent out for an e-commerce brand. But you don't know if it's good or not because you have no metrics, no data to back up what you feel is good. And so that's when reading books comes into play. You can obviously see examples of what's worked in the past, but it's also important to practice on, in my opinion, if for anyone watching who's not comfortable being on a camera, start with X. This is absolute sauce I really don't see anybody talking about, but worry about getting your first 100 followers on the platform X. Network, learn how to reach out to people, learn how to be curious about other followers on X or other people, other users on X, and then get them to follow you. Because what ends up happening is once you get that first 100, you have 100 active Twitter users, especially if they're posting every day. That would be the goal. If they are not looking at your tweets that you're tweeting about, of course you need to find a niche that you're passionate about. If it's not getting above 100 views and you have 100 followers, there's a good chance the copy in that tweet sucks. Go snoop around my Twitter profile. You'll see that there's plenty of examples where I post a tweet that I thought was really well written and it gets 50 views. Mind you, I have 350 followers over on X. So it's the quickest way to find out what works versus what doesn't. You can see how providing more value gets you more views. I mean, it's clear as day. And you start to see these patterns on these tweets you make, on these Instagram videos you make, on these YouTube videos I'm creating. You start seeing these little patterns, and it starts connecting with those books you've been reading, the Boron Letters, Cashvertising, Take Their Money. It all starts to make sense, but for a lot of people, they don't take the action part. And practicing in a Google Doc, I think you should chuck that out the window. Maybe practice a bit, but I really think the best practice is on social media. That's my piece of advice. That's what I really wish I started doing earlier. It's paying off tenfold. I'm working with an e-commerce client right now, and my copy is getting better. My subject line, my open rates are going up for the brand. I'm getting more views on my YouTube videos, on my Instagram posts, on my X profile. I think since posting content, I think I've improved either between 500 to 1,000% every month, which is absurd. It's not because I'm more consistent than I was the previous month. I was posting the same amount of videos. The difference maker was the copy itself. And so I'm just starting to see this whole copywriting thing pay off. And not only the social media side of things, but also speaking to this camera. I mean, I'm sure if you look back at my earlier videos, you'd notice that it's not super clear, and there's still issues, no doubt, but the speaking improves. Your ability to articulate thoughts and communicate with others will improve the more you understand and the more you test copy. You can grab people's attention telling a story as well. I mean, it's funny, I'll be in conversation with a friend and I'll start with a subject line or like a first liner, and they'll be more intrigued and more interested in what I'm speaking about because I understand the basic psychology of how humans work. Sometimes you want to start with the climax of a story. Sometimes you keep it in the middle. Sometimes, there's tons of different ways of telling a story, and it's funny, it all relates back to copywriting. So learn the heck out of the skill. Join the school community because I have book summaries on all these books I just talked about. And I mean, it will save you hours of time. So steal them, use them for yourself, snoop around all my social media profiles. Again, join that school community. The network around you determines how much money you make, without a doubt. So surround yourself with good people. We have over 450 people in there now, which is absolutely absurd. So that's all I got for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. In the background, I am working on that video of getting my first client, setting some things up. I want to lay some groundwork for you guys, and be sure you guys have an understanding of how I'm going to pursue this copywriting client live, because I want everyone watching to have a full grasp of what I'm doing and really not have to ask any questions. But of course, if you do have questions, just hit me up on Instagram. I respond all the time, over on school as well. So that is all I got for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Talk soon.